Good evening, everybody. This is your host, Folk, and welcome back to another episode of the Channel 256 News. Today is September 2nd. Bitcoin is currently hovering above $111,000, making some moves over the last 24 hours, up from below 100 or just above $108,000, all the way topping out today at 111,640. Nice to see some moves coming out of the first trading day of the week. Markets were closed yesterday. Looking over here at the Bitcoin net hash rate, actually hit a new all-time high today, a new all-time high of 1.2556 zettahash. Cool to see more and more people plugging in. Here on the daily chart, you can see we did start taking a dip into the evening, just hovering above one zettahash at the moment, but still cool to see more and more people plugging in. Could be some people curtailing. Not too sure what would have caused a little dip like that, but as you can see, the net hash rate is extremely volatile with some of these larger players curtailing for large amounts of times to either help out with the grid and the power company or just the demand response programs where they get random calls for quick 15 to 30-minute intervals. Over here on some other big news on the markets today, we've got gold hitting a new all-time high, which historically you'd think is not the best thing for Bitcoin, but we were able to see an escape away from the previous all-time high of that $109,000 range, now sitting back above, healthy, looking good. Hopefully we can continue that through the rest of the week. But over here at gold, hitting a new all-time high, topping out at a 36.16 as a total high. Nothing too exciting on gold. Just a 11-point increase on the day is something to write home about over there. But hopefully this is just its last little stretch at the end of the market where we can finally see that start taking a dip and then get back over here to the Bitcoin chart where can finally see it escape past that 120,000 range up to hitting those 130, $150,000 price targets. To speak for some of the other index funds, not looking too hot today on the Nasdaq, down 175 points, the Dow down 250 points, S&P down 44, and even the Russell down 14 points and over 0.5%. Pretty big moves during the day. It was kind of crazy to see that initial pump in the morning. Everybody was hoping that was going to continue. You can see the same thing over here. Bitcoin, as soon as everything opened up in the morning, where are we at? 15. I wish this wasn't on military time. You guys might just have to take my word for that one, but it was completely correlated. Seeing it break back out, it was nice to see. Um, Hopefully throughout the week we can continue making those moves forward. It's not too far below its previous close on Friday when it closed out August. So yeah, hopefully we can see that move and eventually get back above that $2,400 mark on the Russell. So that does normally signify Bitcoin and the whole crypto market asset class going on a little bit of a run. Over here, click little shitcoin news. We've got the Ethereum Foundation to sell 10K worth of ETH. Just another reminder of why we stick to Bitcoin over here. No CEO, no problems. Do what you will, not financial advice, but I just don't like the idea of a whole bunch of other people having that much centralized control over my held assets. Over here, we got Permex Petroleum Corporation announces an entry into an option agreement for rights to acquire energy producing assets in connection with a Bitcoin mining strategy. I don't know too much about Permex Petroleum. I believe it is a Canadian based oil company. Kind of cool to see. Checked out their stock price. We can look it up real quick again. Not looking too hot on the daily, but I also don't know how the Canadian markets react. So taking a look over here at the stock price, it's down 1.5% today. A little bit of a penny stock, but not too sure. But it is cool to see more natural gas companies and oil companies get involved in the crypto mining space. It's like peanut butter and jelly, goes hand in hand. Over here, we on AI Invest, we got Bitcoin news today. Bitcoin miners turn to AI as debt drives industry renovation. So more big players like the Iron Bitcoin miners like Iron Limited are reproducing infrastructure for AI driven by debt challenges and declining crypto profitabilities. Yeah, more and more people plugging in, like we've got over here on the net hash rate, just hitting new all-time highs. Everybody's miners making less and less money. That difficulty is going up. So it is cool to see more and more players switch over to HPC. Over here, Iran secured a $20 million settlement, or a loan settlement, acquired 2,400 NVIDIA GB300 GPUs. These are not the GPUs that you got in your gaming computer. This is like a $60,000-$80,000 graphics card. It's insane. Yeah, right here you can see for those 2,400 GB300s, it cost them a whopping $168 million. It's insane to think about, and it's all for you just talking to ChatGPT, Grok, whatever you're using, Gemini, Google Gemini. Hey man, anything that can get miners back into the profitability margins where they can still secure the Bitcoin blockchain and they're making money, it's good for the shareholders. I know a lot of people are invested in some of these Bitcoin mining stocks, especially the publicly traded companies like Iron. I'm sure some of you guys are some angel investors out there for some smaller mining companies, but yeah, all things considered, I personally think HPC is good for the Bitcoin mining space. I would be curious to hear what some of your guys' opinions are down in the comments below. Over here in the Bitcoin magazine, we not too much from them in the terms of Bitcoin mining. You search Bitcoin mining up and over here, and all you're gonna get is just some of their sound dampening. See if the internet's fast enough today. Heating up home mining. We went over that on, I believe, the first episode back on the Channel 256 News. But we'll come over here to the crypto slate. The SEC and CFTC paved new regulatory path for U.S. spot crypto markets. That's pretty cool. I mean, anything that can get the Bitcoin industry more mainstream and recognized and into the everyday person's pocket is a good thing. This is, I know it says specifically for spot crypto markets, but this excuse me, also does come together for more Bitcoin spot ETFs, getting these companies approved, getting some guidelines in place so they know exactly what they need to do. I know after BlackRock filed theirs, everybody else kind of just jumped on board and followed suit with exactly what they did. But having some clear guidelines put out by these government agencies like the CFTC and the SEC, really wish the SEC would stay out of it. Bitcoin is not a security. But it really, most of the crypto asset class is not a security. But the CFTC getting involved is always a good sign. Bitcoin is a commodity 100%. For the last bit of news today, we've got Coinbase doing something kind of cool. Coinbase launches a new futures index. Looks like they're going to have NVIDIA and BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. Once again, anything that's getting Bitcoin into the hands of the masses is a good thing. They also did add the number one shitcoin, Ethereum, onto there. But hey, to each their own. Once again, not financial advice whatsoever. However, guys, that is going to cover it for today. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. As always, if you did, make sure to leave a like. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that little noti bell so you can be notified anytime we upload or whenever we go live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.